Hello, everybody. 3 months ago, I started this series, about becoming a paranormal investigator or ghost hunter. And if you're a beginner, some of the things that you may need. And my last video, I spoke of the dangers of buying or acquiring seemingly innocent objects that can have negative attachments to them. So, wow, I can't believe that it's been 3 months that I started this. Anyway, I digress. I want to talk to you today about the drawbacks of being involved in the paranormal field, and if you're gifted, telling people that you're gifted, that you have abilities. The paranormal field, people are paying more attention to it and they're becoming more open-minded than they have in the past. But still you have those who, and I've experienced this myself, so what I'm sharing with you is based on personal experience or what I've read or stuff like that, but in this subject, this is something that I've experienced myself. When you tell people that you're part of the paranormal, you'll hear that familiar tune of that classic movie, or you'll hear somebody turn around and say something like, oh, what you're doing is part of the devil, you're going to go to hell, and all that other kind of stuff. If you tell someone that you're gifted, they'll say the same thing. Oh, it's part of the devil. These things don't exist. There's no such thing as ghosts. There's no such thing as spirits. There's no such thing as demons. There's no such thing as psychic abilities. And in the same vein that they're telling you this, they'll do something like, oh yeah, well, if you're psychic, tell me what I'm thinking. Well, you don't need to be psychic to turn around and reply to them, you're thinking that I'm full of crap, because that's what they're thinking. They'll say, well, if you're psychic, how come you can't pick out the next 6 numbers and become a millionaire? They don't understand that people with abilities, it doesn't work like that. They don't use their abilities to benefit themselves. They use their abilities to benefit others. And that brings me to another point, that if you have abilities, please use your abilities for good. Don't use it for evil, okay? Because when you do that, when you use your abilities for evil, it will come back and bite you in the behind. You know what they say about karma? It is exactly what it is. And it comes back and it will bother, and it will, you'll feel it twice as much as what you sent to someone else. Always remember that it's about intentions and it's about faith. Okay? Whatever you do with light and love and with positive energies. That is the best thing you can do. Even when the person doesn't seem like they could be the most lovable person and they make it so hard for you to like them or whatever, still, at least try. Excuse me, folks. You don't need to be around negative people. There's nothing wrong with cutting negative people, whether they're your boyfriend, girlfriend, family members, best friends, whatever. Nothing wrong with cutting them out your life. Because these negative people are going to bring you down. They're going to lower your vibrations. And you don't want that. Okay? So, you will hear in Christianity all about the sacrifices, and if somebody smacks you on one side of your face, turn the other. If somebody asks you for this, you give it to them, and so forth. And I guess that's good if you want to believe in that kind of doctrine. But when you're in this field, you have to take care of you first. Okay? You are the priority. Regardless of who you're with, regardless of the investigation or the type of investigation, you have to be at your highest vibration. You have to be in your most positive state of mind. I think in one of my videos I had mentioned that if you're going on an investigation and maybe you had an argument with someone before, clear that up. Get rid of that negative feeling. Whether, you say I apologize for the part I played in this, or if you're on the train or bus or car, meditate or whatever, take a few deep breaths, let it go. Because if you're investigating and it's a very haunted place and it has negative energy like a hospital or a jail, that low vibrational state that you're in can cause you problems later on. Other drawbacks. I spoke of being ridiculed by your friends and loved ones. Other drawbacks is just the plain old insults that goes with it. Not everybody will understand. Not everybody will accept. It's very hard, but it happens. Don't let the drawbacks discourage you from doing what you like, doing what you love if you have a passion for this. Don't let it discourage you from helping others, okay? With every person you help, you're spreading a little bit more positive energy and love, and that's what you want to do. Don't let, if somebody tells you that it don't exist and so forth, don't argue with them. Just say, okay, that's your opinion and you're welcome to it. Because it's not their experience. So how will they, where do you think they're going to come from? A lot of you out there, you probably never had a paranormal experience in your lives. You became interested in it from the TV shows. You became interested from books that you might have read or movies. But you've never seen an orb. You never had a full body apparition. You've never been touched by a spirit or anything. So until that is your reality, you may have a certain level of skepticism. And that's another thing. When it comes to your investigations, be a skeptic. Be a skeptic in the paranormal. Because it's not that if you're a skeptic, it means that you don't believe in it. But one of the rules of the paranormal is, especially when you're doing an investigation, is before you say what it is, find out what it isn't. And that's important. A shadow on a wall could simply be a leaf, that is in the light or something like that, and it cast a shadow on the wall and it moved, and now you think you're yelling out, oh, it's a shadow person. It could be somebody else's shadow that's in the group. The sound that you hear could be from outside, and you thinking that it's a disembodied voice in somewhere. So find out what it isn't before you say what it is. A window closing could just simply be at that point the window closed. It may have nothing to do with the paranormal. But what I hope you've gained, for those of you who've continued with the series and watched these videos, I hope I was able to teach you a little bit of something. I hope I was helpful. I may have reinforced information that you have received. I may have given you some good pointers, some good ideas. I may have referred you to helpful books. All these things, I hope, have made a positive influence on you. And as always, if you like the videos, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, good, bad, whatever. I will be making other videos on other topics. So this is basically the last video on being an amateur paranormal investigator. And of course, as I learn more, I will share more with you, because that's how we all learn. But this is going to be the last one for a while. I'm going to be doing other things, trying to come up with other content for you all. So, again, as I sign off, I wish you all happy experiences. Keep yourself positive and protected. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments. I'll look it over and I'll try to answer them. And until my next video, love, peace, and light to all of you. Goodbye.